Slab leak detection for your plumbing company. Is this something that you've thought about? If you haven't, why not? If you've got a plumbing company, you understand that probably 1 out of 10 houses have slab leaks, either a leak under the house itself, or maybe it's just out in the yard. 1 out of 10 houses. And if you're not testing houses for this, each and every time you go, you're leaving money on the table because this is costing your customers tons of money. So my thought is, if you're not doing a whole home inspection, if you're not doing water testing for leaks on the water system, testing for leaks on the sewer system, why not? You've got a potential problem here for your customer and you're not even addressing it. It literally doesn't take much time while you're doing your whole home inspection to put a gauge on the house, turn the water off at the meter and see if it's holding. If it's not, what do you do then? You do the leak detection. Now, if you're a plumber, this is something you really need to know about. What we're gonna do today, we're gonna do a little magic. We're gonna take these 3 coins right here and find a leak with them. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's all there is to it. You've got to know where to place these 2 coins in order to place this coin. And that way you figure out exactly where the leak is. Now, leak detection isn't hard. It's just something you haven't been trained in yet. Think about it. You didn't know how to hook up a water heater first time just looking at a water heater. But the plumber you worked with, the company you worked for, the training you went through the trades program, whatever it is, you learned how to do it, you learned how to do it well. It started with me. I realized slab leaks and leak detection were a big deal here in North Texas. So I decided, as the company owner, this is something that we want to specialize in. So I went to the East Coast, I went to the West Coast, I learned how to do leak detection. I bought multiple different systems. And finally, I dialed it down to one system that I fell in love with. And that was Leak Pro. And this video is sponsored by Leak Pro. And look, guys, this is the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. So what we're gonna do today, I'm literally gonna take you through with my equipment, which is slightly modified because I do videos. This is my Leak Pro. This is the Sidekick. Aluminum rod. We use aluminum rods on the Sidekick because it improves the sound. This is what I would carry into the house where I can literally listen to the floor. I start off listening under cabinets to angle stops, behind the refrigerator, behind the washing machine, anywhere that there's a valve that I can listen to, I want to listen to it. When I'm in the shower, I'll actually go in and put it in the screws that hold the escutcheon plate on and listen there. Because that screw is attached to the valve and metal transfers sound. Now, as you see, mine's a little fancy. I've got a GoPro on it. I've got a spot over here where I can put my phone on it if I want to video that part too. So literally, here's 2 cameras right here that point directly at what I'm doing. Now, we don't need that for y'all. We're just gonna use the GoPro. We've got some cameras set up on the slab, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna put an audio recorder here. So you're gonna be able to hear the exact same things that I'm hearing, and it'll show you how well this equipment works. All right, so we're gonna get ready to go out to the slab now. Squirt's already gone out there. Squirt has got it all set up and ready for me, but I'm gonna go through the steps. Now, normally when you come here for training, Randy's gonna take you in, put you in front of a little video, and really just show you some things. Really, you're gonna go through the notebook. Everything is always in the notebook. You can always refer back to it. When you come here for the training and get the kit, you get the notebook with it. So you're gonna be good. But before we get out there, we gotta get everything ready. So let's go find some leaks. Okay, so I would do this just like I would do a house. I would come out to the meter because I want to see if the meter is spinning. I want to see if it's turning. I want to see what's going on. Now to us, the meter would be right out here where the main valve is. So I would touch this. I would watch it. And right there, y'all can hear water running through it. And I'm gonna turn it off real quick. Turn it off right here. That's open, this is open. Okay, so now, say that this is the meter over here. This right here would be the oscillation valve. Well, if I turn this off and I go look at the meter and it's still spinning, I know it's out in the yard. But if I turn this off and it stops spinning, that tells me that the leak is inside the house. Now to me, that's what this is. This is the house. So what I'm gonna do, now that I know it's on, I'm gonna go to each valve in the house and see where I hear the noises at. So literally what I would do is come to each one of these, get right down on the center of the valve, and then press it and listen. Now, I'm establishing my baseline so I know what these sounds sound like. And you can hear a little bit of water moving through it, which we know there's a leak under here somewhere. You're going to hear it. And if you notice, when I get on these,
Nope, nothing.
I'm only on it for just a couple of seconds. It's getting louder. It's getting louder. Definitely getting louder. And that one is screaming. Okay, so what that tells me is I know the leak is here. It's on this line because it's as loud as it is. So what I can do is say, okay, now I want to figure out where does it go to? Not as loud. So you heard it, 2 or 3 vac coming up louder, really loud here. Now you can tell by the noise there, it's going back down. And you can hear it getting quieter again. Now, here's one that we have set up where we know that there's a leak outside. And I just still want to listen to it. Now, to be honest, if I was inside of a house, what I would do, or if I was really working on a house, whenever I did the meter, I'd have gone around the perimeter of the house and listened to any hose bibs or anything like that, because I have found some leaks right under a hose bib at the edge of the house, where the frost proof went in, turned down, looped back up somewhere else, but the leak was right under the front edge of the house. And here I'm gonna do just like I did. On the other side, I'm coming by to see okay, and this one's screaming too. So now I know I was at the one right there in front of the face on the trade talks and right here. So right now I'm assuming that the leak is right here between them. Yeah, see? These other ones you can't hear near as loud. But still, go through the process. Okay, so just by the sounds, just by the audio that I get, I'm pretty much gonna say, and guys, imagine if, say this is a kitchen sink, say that is a lavatory that is 10 or 20 feet away. Okay, now I know, look, I'm a plumber. Plumbers are lazy. It's easier to dig a straight ditch. Now, when you come out for the Leak Pro training, we'll put you through the training where you can actually use the line locator and trace that line out. Now, I plumb this, so I do know that this particular line goes straight across there. And I've listened to every valve in here, so I know, even though it starts right here, it ends here, because this line is a main that comes through, and then these are branch lines, and each one of these branch lines go to one of the valves over there. And I know that because I plumbed it. But when you come out here and do the Leak Pro training, you're gonna put a tracer on this, and you're gonna trace out these lines, and you're gonna know where they go. That way you know how to use the equipment. Now, the locating equipment is not something we sell. You can bring your own if you've got your own type that you use. If you wanna use it here, that's great. We've got locating equipment that we use and recommend. It works great. So now that I know my leak is here, I'm gonna listen to one and then the other right after each other. Okay, this is screaming really, really loud. This is screaming loud too. So my idea, if I'm listening to them, is how loud are they? Okay, now, this makes it where I can cheat, because I've got a gauge. I can see this end. Okay, so I've got a bar, like a graph, that comes all the way across, and you can hear it. It's screaming. Now let's go listen to the other one. See how it comes down a little bit? So it's easy to tell that the sound is louder on this end. So what that tells me is, if I start in the middle, I'm probably gonna go this direction because it's louder on this end. So literally, I know I'm right above it right here. Okay, I'm hearing right around in this area. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lay 2 blues down, okay? The reason being, I really think I'm really close to the area right around in here. So now I want something different. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm literally gonna induce air into the system. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and close it off at the meter or at the valve box at the house, and then I'm gonna induce air into the system from down here. So let's turn this valve off, let's get it set up, and let's make that happen. Now this is probably one of the cheapest air compressors I've ever used, but it's what used to get sold with the kits. So we've started using them, we've started training on them. That way the people that bought the kits that had these in it, they see that that's what we're using out here. Now there's a lot quieter air compressors that we could use. We like setting this up out off the pad, off the slab. That way it's not going to make any noises. It's not going to do anything. And we've shut the water off at the yard hydrant. We've shut the water off at the valve box at the house. We've got the air compressor set up here. We've got it plugged in. So as we see, when I press this and turn it on, right now I'm up around 20 PSI. I can turn it on, I can air it up. I don't need a lot of pressure. I like to keep mine no higher than 30. That way I can go back and listen. Now what's happening here right now is we're inducing air into the system, but I want to listen to it. So I'm going to go back to exactly where I think the leak is. And as little bit as I've pushed that, I probably don't have air right here now anyway, so I'm going to do it again. Now, I can hear the compressor running. If I can't, I can press this and hear it come through it. No, actually I can't, which is good because we've got it off the slab. Okay, so now we're up to about 45 pounds. So now you can hear the air coming through it. That's not just a laminar flow of water where you just hear the water spraying, you hear the water running through it. So now I want to come back here and see if I can hear bubbles. And I hear it right here. I hear it here. So what you're listening for is they're in the background. You can hear that little rumbling, that brr, brr, brr. That's air bubbles you're hearing being spit out of that. So what we're trying to do is find out, where do we hear that the last? Where can we get the most noise on it? And I want to line up my coins to see how straight I am. And I'm a little off on this one here. And now I want to look at it from this way. Okay, so now I can see my coins are pretty much straight in line. The one on this end still needs to move over to the left just a hair. So I'm going to walk up there and move that one over and then check again, okay? So now, can I still hear my bubbles? Not really. Okay, I'm going to check my air pressure just to see where I'm at. And I'll probably bump it, but I want to just check and see what pressure I'm at right now before I come back over here. Oh, and this is down to 0. As you can see now, my gauge there says I'm down to 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more pressure in it. You see my pressure coming up there? I'm at 20, I'm turning it off and it's not dropping super fast. So now I'm gonna come back over here and listen some more. So it's right here?
1.25 inches off. It's at 15 feet even.
Okay, so I'm 1.25 inches off.
Yep.
I can live with that. And that's what we call in the hole. Because here's the deal. If you're cutting this out, if you're getting ready to prep this, say you are cutting, or say you're digging a tunnel from the edge in like we do down here in Texas. If I'm digging a hole in the floor, I'm gonna mark a 2 foot by 2 foot, 3 foot by 3 foot, something like that. You're gonna be in the hole. If you're tunneling in and you come from there to where I have that chip and it's right here, you're gonna find the leak if it's right there. So within an 1.25 inches, I'll take that every day. Okay, so I showed y'all exactly how I did it. I showed you where we start. I showed you the entire process that we go through. Now, the reason that I do that is it's just like anything else. No matter what job you do, you need to have systems and procedures. Systems, operations, and procedures. The reason being, you wouldn't do it different every single time you walk up to a house. You saw me. I walked up, I checked where the water comes into the property. That would be the meter. Then I go to the house, or maybe the backflow device if it branches off for the irrigation system. I want to listen to everything. So really, you start outside, then you come inside. If I was in a house, I would isolate the hot from the cold. Now I want to still see, is that meter moving? Go through your steps, take that big hay bale where you're looking for the needle and shrink it down into 1/4. Now you're not looking for so much. You saw exactly how I did it, and this is something that you can do. If you want to build the confidence, there's 11 leaks under the slab out here. 11. You can find every one of them. We saved the hardest one for last, and you're actually going to find these multiple times because you're not going to remember where the first one was. But you go through and you do this, and when you walk off this slab, you are so confident that you're ready to walk in and start finding leaks the moment you get back home. So, if you loved it, give me a thumbs up. If you know somebody that owns a plumbing company and they don't do leak detection, and they're one of those people waiting 8 weeks for the leak detection company they're using to come out and find them, share this video with them. Let them understand, look, this is something that I can take in-house, quit giving my customers away to someone else, and take care of my customers the way they should be. Again, guys, this video was sponsored by Leak Pro. To find out more about it, go to leak.pro, that easy, or give Squirt a call for the training at 8888 Leak Pro.